Hey everyone, it's Mary Blocker with Mary Stampin' Cafe, and I am here to do that recording from Facebook Live that just wasn't working. I've got to go back into hard wiring because it's just not working with my OBS Studio. And so I am going to share with you again the cards that I started making. Here we are. This is with a new and upcoming Eclectic Garden stamp set. Looks like this. Beautiful Eclectic Garden. It is a two-step stamp set. So we have some fun shading for different parts. We also have some great sentiments here. Thank you so much. I just don't know what I would do without you. Sending bright wishes for a happy day. Just great. You can color with markers, color pencils, watercolor if you want, or you can use those there. So what I'm using here is a Stampin' Up's note card and envelopes. They look like this. Comes in a package of 20. They are thick basic white or vanilla cardstock. You can get them in either or. There's 3.5 by 5 is the folded dimensions. They come 20 envelopes and note cards for $7.50. That is a steal, and there's so many things you can do with them. So what I did here is I'm using the white the basic white note card and envelope, but I'm putting that on a regular A2 size card base front, so that's 5.5 by 4.25. Then what I did for this is I used a strip of the beautiful Tulips Designer Series paper. And that paper is, right here. So this is Flowering Fields Designer Series paper. It is beautiful. It's coming in the January to June 2022 mini catalog very soon. Beautiful things here. Look at that, just gorgeous. But I'm using this one here. Oh, it's just some really nice, those purples are just beautiful. What's really great is you can use that smooth back side with the front side for just a great combination of colors. So what do I mean by that? So just take a look at this, and if I just do this, look at how great that goes. Just so neat. Mix and match your Designer Series paper. So that's the 12 by 12 Flowering Fields. And I just took a 5-inch strip by 1 inch, glued that down. Then this beautiful background you see here is the Timeless Tiles background stamp. This is going to be a $17 stamp set. And what I love by this, I just think about using my blending brushes and doing some really pretty multi-colors, cutting these into strips. Just fantastic. What I did here is to not scare you with dark colors. Blackberry Bliss, what I did is I inked up my background stamp with Blackberry Bliss, and then I took a piece of scrap paper and I put it over top just to take off a bit of the color, and then I put my note card down on it. And look at this great antique-y vintage look I got. Some of it is worn away. It just looks great. So then some great, wonderful stamping here. So I took and used my Memento ink pad to stamp my beets or radishes if you colored them red. Then I inked up with the Blackberry Bliss this piece right here, stamped off, and then stamped it right onto the beets. Then I took Granny Apple Green, did the same thing with the same stamp. I inked it up, stamped on my mat, and then, so it's a stamped off depth of color. Then this pretty thanks so much stamp right over top. I did use my Retired Oval dies, and then I used a sponge dauber to sponge around the edge there. I raised it up with dimensionals, and then I used 3 of the beautiful iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. Looking at it right here, they look a little green when I turn them to the light, but let me tell you what, put them by the Blackberry Bliss and they just reflect that color. So thanks so much. I just don't know what I would do without you. Great use for that note card, really quick and easy. for a kind of a fun type of folded card. From there, I was taking us into a level 2 Sale-A-Bration upcoming set, which is the Friendly Hello. Here's a fun little note card with that I recently did at a holiday gathering. And that comes with a 12 by 12 pack of Friendly Hello designer series paper. And there are some great, great designs on this as well. Soft colors, so pretty. There we go. And not all of the pages are in this one because I did use up a bit of them. And you can see here I've got one of the pages had these beautiful dots, and then the other side has that soft coloring there. What's really fun with this, as you can see I've kind of done it, is that the stamps, these flowers, actually stamp right onto the flowers in the designer series paper, so you can do the outlines of these flowers any color you want. Also, the inlay of the leaves can stamp right onto the leaves that are there. So that's fun, a little bit of an interactive piece of the designer series paper. That's kind of nifty. So that'll be a lot of fun. So I'm going to continue on with my card. This is one that I was creating that was based off this one, just showing off that designer series paper, right? So the next thing I was going to do is I'm going to stamp my flowers, and I'm going to stamp them in the Blackberry Bliss. I think I want to stamp them in that. That would be really fun. Let's see, where do I have my stamp? Oop, just put my finger in there. So if I do the Blackberry Bliss, I definitely want to stamp off. There we are. And then what's going to come there is I do need to cut those out for quick cutting around. So it's interesting, yes, my Facebook Live just had a lot of lagging going on and skipping. I'm trying to problem solve that, and I think the number one problem has been just the Wi-Fi. My OBS Studio is what I've been using, and when I first started with it, it seemed to do okay. My YouTube Live Monday was beautiful. It worked out great. There were no problems with it. So I'm just needing to problem solve, so I think I'll take time over the holiday break to get some of that figured out. But what I wanted to say with the note cards and envelopes, you know, they're fantastic for beginning stampers, but they're also fantastic when you want some just quick cards, whether they're thank you cards or quick birthday cards. They're fantastic for that. I also like using my note cards and envelopes for designing. Sometimes I feel that designing on a smaller scale, something like a note card that's a little smaller, is just really helpful. And then I can transfer that thinking to a standard A2 size card. Even thinking about the narrow note cards that are popular, how can I take that and do that as well? So it's kind of interesting. I'm doing this cutting without my readers on. Now, when I get to here, this is what's going to get interesting. You notice on my card sample, I have my flowers are cut separately, so I'm going to do that here too. You're going to think, well, wait a minute, isn't that going to ruin the look of the flowers? Well, that's why you kind of hide and you put a flower behind the other flower. And then you have two separate flowers. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to take this one here that I've kind of cut out a bit of it, and I'm going to slip it right under here so you can't even tell that that was going to be a problem. And then this guy I'm going to use dimensionals on. Yes, right underneath here. Just going to use one dimensional on this. And this one is going to come right up onto the card like that. So very pretty. Now I'm going to use a sponge dauber, and I am going to add a bit of color on that. So my Blackberry Bliss is very dark, so I want to come off here first, get a lot of it off, and then come in and give a little bit of color. There we are. Look how pretty that just jazzed that right up, didn't it? Now I'm going to bring my iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. I just love the way these take on different colors. They're just so jumping onto that Blackberry Bliss. Put it right inside the flowers. And then right over at the edge of Friend there. So how beautiful is that? So here's two different colors. So you can see the difference. Very, very nice. Just simple, actually very simple, right? The designer series paper, just mixing and matching the different designs. Kind of a softer than with the more detailed design, works perfectly. And again, that is the Friendly Hello Level 2 Sale-A-Bration item, becoming available in January through February with a $100 order. You'll get the stamp set and the package of designer series paper, 12 by 12 pack. It's a great deal. So there's a couple more note cards. Now, I'm going to show another. Let me move aside some of these things that we're not going to use now. I love Amazing Silhouettes, beautiful stamp set. This actually comes as a bundle with a word die set, but I don't have the word dies right now. But this is great. There's so much you're going to be able to do with this. And then look at this Happy and Heartfelt stamp set. There are such wonderful things. I love you. All day your way, yay for love, lucky me, no matter what, congratulations, happy dad day, happy mom day. I love that. Hello, baby. Heck yeah. I love it. We're going to be using the thank you today on our card. So let's see what I have for us. Well, there's my opened iridescent rhinestones. I opened a brand new package when I already had one opened. Well, that's okay. All right, so I'm going to set those aside. Let's take a look. We have a piece of Calypso Coral, just like our first card. It's cut at 5.5 by 4 1/4. And now this strip, something fabulous on this. Let me grab that. This package is called Artfully Composed. Check it out. Look at these big and bold leaves and deep colors. How fun. Tropical, foresty. Look at the colors. They're so great. I just love the colors. Look at that. Big, big, bold patterns. And then these coordinate with the coordinating dies with the stamp set and the dies. Isn't it fabulous? And then you're seeing just some color, different changes of color groupings and sizes of them. I just love that paper. I don't have the stamp set or the dies yet, but that's okay. So now, like we did with the first card that I did, this one here, thanks so much, we're going to do another one, but this time we're going to turn the card this way. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this little bit of an edge down at the bottom. There we go. This is a 5" by 1" strip. And then this is going to come and adhere down just like so, onto the card, and the card's going to go this way. Great fun. All right, so let's set that aside. I'm going to grab my stamp set I just showed you. Where did I put my stamp set I just showed you? Here it is. And I'm going to grab my image and my block. So I am going to use this one right here. I could use, wouldn't that be beautiful, this tree just right on the front of that note card? But I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use Pale Papaya. Pale Papaya is a coordinating color on the Designer Series paper. And I'm just going to stamp and see. Oh, it's very, very light. I actually might not use it. Let's see. Pale Papaya is quite pale. It might be a little too pale for what I want to do here. Let's see. Oh, I think that's pretty. I'm going to keep it. I like that. Now I'm going to change out, though, for Calypso Coral, because we're going to do the thank you from the beautiful Happy and Heartfelt stamp set. And that's going to go right here. Thank you. Look how beautiful that is. How simple. All right, and then I'm going to grab my Wink of Stella, because Wink of Stella is awesome, and I'm going to come right inside where the white open part, so this is kind of a reverse stamp, if you notice that. All of the ink gets on the outer around, and then the actual image of the flowers stay white, which is fun. Squeeze and get a little more of my Wink of Stella here. I really want it to show. Wink of Stella is great fun. It can add pizzazz to anything. Really can. There we go. And so now it has that shimmery shine. Oh, the other thing I want to do on here is I want to do a little spritzing. And I brought that over. Here we are. It's my Pale Papaya Stampin' Right marker. And what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to just turn it up like this. That's going to help keep it from going everywhere, so you can see it. And I'm going to take my lid and my marker, and I'm going to flick, flick, and flick. Do you see how I'm getting splotches and splatter on the front of the card? That just adds so much to this card right now, you guys. You don't even know. All right, so I know my Wink of Stella is probably dry, so I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere the note card to the front of this base. That's cut at 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. I just want to make sure I'm lined up and I'm balanced from the top and bottom. There we are. Thank you. Look how great that's looking now. How nice and coordinated those colors are. But now I'm going to bring in our beautiful brushed butterflies. Brushed brass, say that fast. Brushed brass butterflies. I can't even say it. And I'm going to put a couple of these on the front because they are just so pretty. I put one right there. Oh, I love it. And one more is going to come down right at the end of you. And so those butterflies are floating and flittering. So great. Thank you. And now I have on the inside, what do I want to say on the inside? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's take a look at that thank you that was in our first card, because I think that is a great one. This one is a good one, so we'll use this one. And we're going to use our Calypso Coral again. Let me move a couple of things here. I just don't know what I would do without you. There we are. I just don't know what I'd do without you. Thank you. So great. Now, the thing is, you know, you're making such fun, great cards with your note cards and envelopes that you got, but whenever you're doing things like this here, the note card size envelope will not work, as you can see, because this is an A2 size card base. So what do you do with all of those envelopes that you're not going to be able to use there because of that? Well, I want to share with you a fun idea that I have. We're going to take this envelope, the note card size envelope, and we're going to slice off the flap of the envelope. We're going to just take it right off of there, okay? And so then we end up with something like this. Now, from there, we're simply going to bring up our bottom about 1/4 of an inch. I'm not even going to score it. I'm just going to fold it so it's about that. Kind of want it to be the same all the way down. So once I've done that, I'll just grab my bone folder and score it really well. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my side. Same idea. You can go in as far as you want or as narrow as you want. Just make it about this, make it the same on either side. If you want to measure, you can use your paper cutter and you can score, say 1/4 inch on each side or 1/2 inch, just however much you want. You just want to make sure you get these scored all really well. Okay? All right. Now from there, we're going to open up. And what's going to happen is we're going to take our folds and our score, and we're going to go the opposite direction with them. There we go. We're going to open it all up, and then see how we have our scoring there, right down that line. Now, what we're going to do on our bottom is we want to kind of press our bottom down and pinch the corners. So now I'm pinching my corners right there. What I'm making is I'm making a little gift pouch for some treats or something like that. So now that I have those done like so, I'm going to grab a little tear-in tape, just a tiny little piece of tear-in tape. That's going to go right on our flap. Now it's long, and that's okay. Because what I'm going to do is just fold that tape back on itself, and then I'm going to push it up on the side, like so. See? Now the other way you can do it is you can have it turned down at the bottom. I like my base to be flat, so I'm going to turn these up instead of down at the bottom. For some reason I like it better that way, but you can turn them down so they're at the base or the bottom. Now another thing that would work good is liquid glue. Liquid glue would work really great. I just happen to have the tear-in tape handy, so I thought I'm going to use the tear-in tape. It's a little long, but I'm just going to fold it back on itself and then fold up and pinch. There we are. So now I have this little pouch that I can pinch, and once I pinch that, I can take this flap and I can fold it over, and I've created a little fun little pouch. Now, Let's do that again, and this time I'm going to stamp on it, and we are going to create some fun little flower pattern. Now, here's another sneak peek. Here is our Hello Ladybug stamp set. This Hello Ladybug is a bundle, and it comes with the Ladybug Builder Punch. How fun is that? That is going to be so fun in the near future to play with. It is a photopolymer stamp set. And what I want right now is I want this little set of 3 flowers. And then there's a big flower. But I don't know, since it's note cards, we might not use the big flower. And then there's the little hello. May your greatest wish come true. Love that. We need that one. All right. So now let's go ahead and stamp our fun little flowers, our little 3 flowers. We're going to just stamp all over. Right? Now that flap's going to be gone, remember. Right? Okay. Now on the front here, where's that big flower? Let's see, are we going to use this big flower? I think we have to use the big flower, you guys. It's so fun. All right, let's just put that on. Now let's ink that up. Oh, but I'm going to ink that up with the Calypso Coral. We'll have some darker flowers in there. A little Calypso Coral. Oh my goodness, this is so fun. So fun. It reminds me of the 70s, right? Just little bits and pieces of the flower. Flower power. There we go. That looks great. I love it. So let's, again, we got to cut off our flap. There we go. And this is where you could now, if you wanted to, go in and score at 1/4 inch and you know, around each side. You can go as deep as you want or as narrow as you want, as long as it's even on both sides, or pretty much even on both sides. That's all that matters. So I'm going in a little bit more than I did on that little sample one, how I showed you, but get those sides and then the bottom. Folded really, really hard, really good. I'm even going to come back this side. Go the opposite way with it. All right, and now remember, we're going to come in and flatten out and pinch, flatten out and pinch. These are going to go in this way. This is going to go in this way. There we go. Oh, look how cute this is coming out now. Okay, this time I'm going to have them go down so you can see the difference of how they lay. My little tear and tape. Right here. Just a little tiny piece is all you need. Put that down. Use my pick tool to take that paper off. And then it hangs over, so I'll just fold it back on itself and then press down. I put my hand on the inside of the little pouch so I can press it down. And where's that end of that tear and tape? There it is. Another little piece of the tear and tape for this triangle. That one fit pretty good, actually. There we are. Put my hand in there again to fold that down that way now. So there. Now on that one, it's down at the at the bottom, and as you can see here, I made this one wider, obviously, and then these I had on the side that way. And now those are like that. And look how cute that is. You guys, look at that. What a cute little pouch we've made. So now what we do is we put a little treat inside there. And then we can pinch that. And then this is going to fold over top, just like so. And it is so cute. What can we put down inside there? I've got some little Andy mints I could put down in there, right? Now, I had pulled out that stamp that I thought would be great sentiment. That says, I don't know what it says, I'd have to stamp it, but yeah, let's stamp it. Let's grab, I need a little scrap of something. I'll just use this flap of the envelope. May your greatest wish come true. Well, you know what? I think this would be very fun to actually just use it. Use the flap of the envelope. Just like this. And then what we can do is lick the envelope and stick it right there. It's a little crooked though. We don't want it crooked. It's got to be straight. And then it says, may your greatest wish come true. That could be really fun, right? We could then take some of our Calypso coral, put it up under there. I would probably want to use some liquid glue so I can get that to really hold down so they don't pop out. But that's fun. I love it. And then that's going to pinch together. That's going to close, and it could have some cute little fun treats inside there. So you can make these with any envelopes, you know. But the note card and envelope size, really cute. Folded up and made into a little pouch. You can put a little clip on there with some ribbon. That would be really cute. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for stopping in, you guys, and checking everything out. It is a crazy thing when my OBS studio just is not working with the Facebook. I am going to hardwire during the holidays because I cannot keep letting that happen. I want to bring that joy of stamping to you guys. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the cards, and until next time, happy stamping!